Now, the PM has said he will swear an oath to King Charles if asked to do so at Saturday's coronation, despite being, as we said, a long-time Republican. Jenna has joined us. Jenna, Anthony Albanese's taken a swipe at the RBA today for putting pressure on Victorian families. Have a listen to this.
I'm not sure that 11 interest rate rises in 12 months is smashing inflation. I'm certain it's smashing families. So, again, I don't know that pulling this lever is necessarily delivering the outcome that the bank wants.
Jenna Clark, what do you make of those comments from Dan Andrews, who is overseeing, by the way, the biggest state debt in the country?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think Dan Andrews, the only thing he knows how to do at this point in time is either a social media post or put his hand out to the Fed. So it's a bit rich sort of putting this back on the RBA when he should be well and truly pointing the finger at the federal government and asking what exactly is in the federal budget, maybe ahead of time, just to prepare Victorians and all Australians for what is to come in the next couple of months, because it is going to be a cold, long, dark winter, I think, Steve. Yeah,
and especially, Jenna, for Victorians. I mean, the stamp duty and land taxes in that state are the biggest in the country, and people are just finding it very difficult to make those payments. And many people are having to sell up, and the real estate market there is completely flat.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I think what we're seeing after those horrific lockdowns after COVID, the fact that a lot of people are now sort of trying to struggle with where they're going to live, how they're going to live, and how they're going to pay for those mortgages that they may have taken out over the past couple of years. It would be a very troubling time, and that's on top of all the other dramas that are happening in Victoria, not to mention the health system, which is also crumbling, not just with COVID, but with other things as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Premier does respond to these real issues. Because it was quite easy during COVID when you just sort of shut everyone down. But now that life is pretty much back to normal, I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on all of the state leaders to really step up and deliver really meaningful state and territory budgets in the next couple of months.
Yeah, and Jenna, Victorians are very puzzled. I mean, Dan Andrews won't answer any questions about allegations of corruption within his government. And now he's bizarrely overseeing, I think this is really weird, the dropping of the laws on public drunkenness. Now, police are not going to be able to arrest drunks. Instead, we've got this vague plan where the police might put them in a divvy van and take them home, or even more bizarre, take them to some sobering up centres that don't even exist. Have a guess, Jenna, when that law is going to kick in from?
I'll take an educated guess, Steve. I think it's Melbourne Cup time, and everyone knows if you've been around Flemington or even Melbourne CBD on that mad Tuesday in November, it's not a really pretty sight. And given the fact that the coppers are already on that day under a lot of pressure, like you say, where are these sobering up centres going to be? Are they going to put them next to the injection rooms? Who knows?
Well, there are no, as I understand it, no one has said where these sobering up centres will be. I mean, how long will you have to stay there? Can the police force you to go, or can they not force you to go? I mean, it seems ridiculous. Now, you seem to me, Jenna, to be, I'm sure you would be a live music fan. You've got the new Premier, Chris Minns in New South Wales. He's going to throw the doors open at the SCG and at the new footy stadium so we can have more than 4 concerts there a year. Good idea or bad idea? I guess it depends where you live.
Yeah, I was talking about this on the front page last night, Steve, when this story sort of hit the headlines. And it's really interesting. I didn't even know that there were those rules where you could only have the 4 shows at Allianz and the SCG every year. But it does make sense now with the fact that we haven't got those big marquee shows. Like we haven't heard a Taylor Swift announcement. We haven't seen a Beyonce tour announcement coming down under. And that could be potentially the reason why these shows are not coming to the most popular city in the world. But it is interesting. I sort of think, look, if I was living near a stadium, would I want to be hearing a concert every single weekend? Potentially not. But look, I wouldn't mind a free Beyonce concert in my backyard if she did come to town, if we did open up and lift those restrictions.
Just get the deck chairs out, sit in the backyard and enjoy the music for free. What's the best live concert you've ever seen?
I must say it's definitely the Reputation tour of Taylor Swift. Definitely the best.
Good on you, Jenna. Thank you very much for your